So we are now in the middle of 2023 and people are still asking, is it worth it to live in Denver? Millennials and Gen Zers are often looking for the next place to live, and Denver is usually at the top of their list. 66% of renters in Denver are younger than 25 years old, and Boulder has the second largest market share of Gen Zers in the nation. But why is that? Perhaps it's the cityscapes or the pristine nature, or maybe it's something as simple as the thriving tech scene and the economics here in Denver. And to be clear, Boulder is still considered part of the greater metro Denver area. It includes 11 counties, which includes Boulder County, which is why I mentioned Boulder. And even though we get a whole bunch of tech scene and job opportunities here, a lot of people expect that pristine nature, the mountain feel that Denver was probably prior to 2000. I'm here to say that it is not exactly that case. Greater Metro Denver area is more like a cityscape rather than the mountain feel these days. Some might consider it more of a concrete jungle than a mountain town these days. So let's dive a little bit deeper on why people still think it's worth it to move to Denver, or maybe you can decide for yourself. The first thing I want to talk about is the economics here in Denver. There is a thriving tech scene here, and a lot of millennials and Gen Zers are seeking out that opportunity here. Denver's tech job growth has actually increased about 14% from 2021 and 2022 year over year. Denver's tech workforce is about 92,000 people as of 2022, which accounts for about 18% of all office-using occupants. And tech companies claimed about 87% of $2.2 billion of venture capital coming into the Denver market back in the first half of 2022. So those millennials and Gen Zers that are coming out of the college scene to find a job are finding a really good opportunity, especially if you have software engineering background, tech sales, or cybersecurity as well. And some people may be shocked with these numbers, especially when they still think of Denver as that quiet mountain town. On the contrary, Denver is becoming much more busy, and it doesn't have that same slower pace of life that people are thinking of. Like, the traffic is increasing, the natives are just becoming more and more of a unicorn, more rare. And in order to really get that mountain feel, you'd have to go about like 30 minutes to the west, going over to the mountains. So set your expectations coming forward. I mean, Denver is a thriving city and there's more of a nightlife, trendy restaurants, trendy cafes, things like that. But in order to get that real mountain feel, you just have to go to the mountains. But that's not to say that Denver, like within the greater metro Denver area, you still have your proper paths, trails, and things like that to really enjoy yourself being out in nature. The second consideration that I would recommend for people, especially if they want to feel like it's worth it to live here in Denver, is the real estate market. And in comparison to other metropolitan cities, the city of Denver is reasonably well priced compared to like LA, San Francisco, San Diego, Austin, Seattle, New York, Miami, places like that. The average home price here in July of 2023 is about $600,000. And as we head into the summer months, the inventory is actually increasing significantly. I mean, as of right now, the Denver market is still considered a seller's market with the lower amount of inventory that we have, but it actually increased 20% from May 2023 to June 2023. And based on what I'm seeing here as a real estate agent myself and broker here in the Denver area, a lot of listing agents and sellers are willing to be more negotiable for the price and any sort of concessions for my buyers. And additionally, I'm seeing a lot more offers coming in at list price that are getting accepted. And yes, comparatively, compared to all the other metropolitan cities, Denver is more reasonable. And like I said before, the median home price is about $600,000 in Denver, but to the US national market, the median home price is about $437,000, which is about 17% more compared to the national average. And for you renters out there, the Denver rent prices have significantly increased as well. From 2021 to 2022, you're looking at about a 16% increase. Now, I'm not going to say that you're going to see a 16% increase in rents year over year, but as more inventory comes on the market, in order for it to be profitable for the developers, for the landlords, owners, and things like that, they can set the price higher than what the other rentable places are like around it. So as of right now, the median rent for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath place is about $1,450 per month. And for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, it's about $1,800 per month for an apartment. So Though I will caveat that with I highly recommend you purchase a home here. And if you need help finding the perfect home, if you're a first-time home buyer, an investor, or if you're relocating here, hit me up. I'm very bullish on the Denver market. I believe in this city so much that I myself am an investor and a real estate agent and try to help as many people see that appreciation and gain that equity over time. Now, what are your thoughts? Leave a comment down below if you think that the Denver market is heating up or cooling down as of summer of 2023. Very interesting to see what people say, and I myself am a huge believer. Over time, you'll see it go up and to the right, which means it'll increase in price over time, which makes it more unaffordable over time. So I would say to get in as soon as possible. The population is growing, the jobs are growing, and I myself don't see the economy going anywhere but up. There is a ton of development that's happening here in Denver, and investors are chomping at the bits to try to find the perfect deal, but it's getting more and more unaffordable, so I would say get in as soon as possible. And of course, the last topic I want to talk about is the lifestyle and the great outdoors here in Denver. And like I mentioned earlier, Denver feels like more of a cityscape than a mountain town, which throws a lot of visitors off. There's a ton of restaurants, ton of cafes, and bars to go to, and local breweries that any sort of urbanite would definitely enjoy. So there are a ton of hikes in the greater Denver area, but like I said earlier, I feel like I'm sort of repeating myself, but if you really want to find the pristine beauty and natural beauty of the mountains and the great outdoors, head out to the west or even northwest towards Rocky Mountain National Park. So from Denver, the Rocky Mountain National Park is about 2 hours away. Strawberry Hot Springs, my favorite hot springs, is about 3 hours away. And if you really want to get to some 14ers, if you're really feeling athletic, it's only about an hour and a half over to the west, going over to those 14ers. I know that it takes a while to get to these places, and it's not necessarily within the greater Metro Denver area, but a lot of the people that live in Denver make those treks for the weekend or a longer weekend to make it all worth it. And so with that massive draw of the mountains, the cities, and all that good stuff, there's a lot more traffic here. And with the power of the internet and influencers online, you're gonna see a lot more traffic coming out here, and you don't necessarily need to talk to a local to find all the good spots. You'll probably just search it online or on YouTube, like right here on this video. And to be frank, don't let that stop you with the traffic and all that good stuff or the congestion. Just leave really early and just be conscious of like when the normal average person goes out to these cool places. All in all, I think it's super worth it to live here in Denver, especially if you're a millennial or a Gen Zer where you can make a good amount of money while having that lifestyle you want at the same time. And I myself am a millennial, and I haven't looked back ever since I moved here. If Denver piqued your interest, hit me up and let's chat. My contact information is in the description below. I can't wait to hear from you, and make sure you download my relocation guide to get all the cool schools, or the good schools, the good restaurants, and based on my previous video, I have my favorite restaurants and cafes that I like to go to. It's all in the link down below. I can't wait to see what you think of it. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week.